Arksen Overland has been many years in the making. My father launched Unimog nearly 60 years ago, at one time the world's largest dealer of mini-mokes. This is a celebration of that journey and a call to action for all of us to set off on the next great adventure of our own.
Unimog started in 1965, 2 months after Jasper was born. We decided to take him right down to the bottom of Italy, to Calabria. And I happened to see a mini-moke for sale. So he purchased that. Driving around in this open vehicle, getting the smell of all the flowers and everything, I thought it was just an amazing vehicle. The BBC cameraman rang me up one day and said, there's a producer at the BBC who needs about 15 mokes or something. You've got a moke, haven't you? I said, well, what's it all about? He said, well, we've developed a new way of filming golf, and I need 15 mokes and drivers up in Edinburgh in a week's time. I said, okay, yeah, we can do that. And then I don't think I slept for 3 days. Yeah, well, I guess we did the job pretty well. They took me on for a whole series of contracts, and that's really how it all began. My name's Arksen Smith, and I'm 92 years old. Health doesn't just affect you, it affects people around you. You know, when you get to needing care, I think that's difficult to deal with because you've lost your freedom.
If you go back a couple of years, my father had a stroke and he lost the ability to drive as part of that process. He also lost the ability to walk, and so he had to learn to walk and indeed talk. And we talked a little bit about the idea of going off into the wilderness and rediscovering his passion and his love for driving.
I thought it would be great to do a trip with the family. It's normally a bit of adventure going anywhere with Jasper, and I think he's quite excelled himself this time.
The brief was take us completely off grid, you know, no phone reception. What's beautiful about this journey was that it was very analog. You know, it was maps, compasses, and being absolutely in the middle of nowhere and not quite knowing whether you're going the right way brings this lovely sense of jeopardy and challenge, and there's a fundamental beauty in simplicity to disconnect and get away and feel the earth under your feet, to smell the land after a rainfall.
I've never been to South Africa. It seems such an extraordinary place. There's a sense of space here that's phenomenal. We don't get that sense of space in England. There's very large areas that don't seem to have been touched by the hand of man, which appeals to me. You could just soak it in, you know, and it's so rare in this modern day life. One almost felt as if one was, for some reason, on another planet. And that sky, the top of the tent could be open so you could see the night sky. And that's just phenomenal. Adventure, to me, comes out of curiosity. Curiosity is a very valued thing in life. It's something to be encouraged because it leads to so much more. If you've got curiosity about things, you learn and you benefit from that so much. I found the really difficult tracks a bit scary. The nature of the terrain on this track, there are big potholes, sway from one side to the other, sheer drop on one side of it with hairpin bends. And I'd not driven a Land Rover before. Never been so scared in all my life.
That's fantastic.
Sense of adventure, that's bloody stupid. We went back up it in daylight and I thought, God, how did you do that? I mean, obviously there was an element of risk, but what's life without risk? It's nothing really.
He taught me to be curious, and he encouraged me at every step of the way to explore and to push and to go off, to lift that rock, climb that mountain, do all these things. And that's been such a driving force for me that it's something I've tried to instill into Stormy and Harper and May, my daughter.
Having family with you to share it with and talk about it afterwards, you know, it doesn't just stop when you finish the trip. It goes on the next time you meet up, you know, and it inevitably is going to be part of the conversation for a very long time.
The connectedness of family, place and experience, that's really the essence of adventure for me. If those three things come together, even in a chaotic, traumatized way where everything's broken and nothing works, it's so powerful and it's so good for your soul.
What's your next adventure?
The next adventure is probably going home. But I go for a walk with the dog early in the morning. We've got beautiful UK sort of countryside around where we are, and every morning's a bit of an adventure actually, in a sort of low-key way. I'm lucky for the adventures I've had. I hope I can go on having more for a while yet.